Hey there, sci-fi lovers. Welcome to our channel, where the universe unfolds and the impossible becomes real. If you're as passionate about the unknown as we are, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more mind-bending adventures just for you.
The arrival of the Varvanians, a galactic rebirth. The galaxy of Alone was at peace, or so it seemed. Across the cosmos, countless civilizations thrived in their isolated worlds, bound by ancient treaties that had kept the balance of power intact for millennia. Each star system was a testament to its people's ingenuity and perseverance, their cultures having grown in complexity and diversity over countless generations. But peace was a fragile thing, and its illusion was shattered the day the Varvanians arrived. The Varvanians came not in fleets of ships, but in massive living vessels that defied all known principles of biology and technology. These creatures, each the size of a small moon, drifted into the galaxy like titans of old, their bioluminescent skins pulsing with energy and hypnotic patterns. They were neither fully organic nor entirely mechanical, a fusion of life and machine that blurred the line between the two. No one knew where they came from or how they had crossed the vast emptiness between galaxies, but their presence was undeniable, and it sent ripples of fear through every corner of Alone. The first to encounter them were the Drakari, a proud warrior race known for their unyielding aggression. The Drakari had a long history of conquest, their empire expanding through sheer force and an unbreakable will. Upon seeing the Varvanians, they assumed them to be invaders and immediately launched a full-scale attack. The Drakari fleet, armed with weapons forged in the heat of 1,000 suns, unleashed a torrent of destruction upon the Varvanian vessels, each blast meant to annihilate the intruders before they could pose a threat. But their weapons had no effect. The energy blasts and kinetic projectiles were absorbed by the Varvanians' thick, gelatinous exteriors, causing no harm. The Drakari ships circled their targets, releasing more and more firepower in a desperate bid to break through the strange, seemingly impervious defenses. In response, the Varvanians did not retaliate with violence but instead released a wave of bioelectrical pulses that disabled the Drakari ships, leaving them adrift in space, powerless and at the mercy of the unknown beings. The Varvanians sent out a message in the form of a harmonious tone, resonating across the galaxy. It was a sound that spoke to the very essence of life, calming yet authoritative. They spoke of peace, of unification, and of a new era for all life in Alone. Their words, though alien, carried an undeniable truth. They claimed to have come to heal the wounds of the galaxy and to guide its inhabitants toward a harmonious future. But their presence, so vast and incomprehensible, also cast a shadow of unease over the galaxy. The galaxy was thrown into chaos. The Drakari, humiliated and defenseless, withdrew to their homeworld, nursing their wounds and their pride. News of their defeat spread quickly, and the other empires scrambled to make sense of the situation. Was this a blessing or a curse? The Varvanians' message was one of peace, but their sheer power was terrifying. Could they be trusted, or was this a prelude to conquest? The Council of Elders, the governing body of the galaxy, convened in an emergency session. Representatives from every major civilization debated how to respond. The vast hall was filled with voices of concern, fear, and anger, each species bringing its own perspective to the crisis. Some, like the Seldari, a species known for their wisdom and diplomacy, urged caution and suggested opening a dialogue with the Varvanians. They believed in finding common ground, in understanding before reacting. Others, like the Xeraxians, who had suffered greatly in past conflicts, called for preemptive strikes to protect their worlds. The Xeraxians had learned to trust no one, and they saw the Varvanians as an existential threat that needed to be neutralized before it was too late. Meanwhile, the Varvanians continued their journey through the galaxy, their living ships moving with a grace that belied their size. Everywhere they went, they emitted pulses that resonated with the very fabric of space-time, causing entire star systems to shift and change. Planets that had been barren for eons suddenly teemed with life, while others saw their climate stabilize, allowing for new growth. Ancient ruins, long thought to be dead, began to hum with energy as the Varvanians' presence awakened forgotten technologies. On the world of Tsara, an ancient temple, untouched for millennia, began to glow with a soft light as the Varvanians passed by. The Tsarans, a race of mystics, saw this as a sign of divine intervention. They believed that the Varvanians were messengers of the gods, sent to bring balance to the galaxy. But others, like the pragmatic Zarkans, saw this as an intrusion, a manipulation of natural forces that could have unforeseen consequences. Despite their miraculous acts, many were still suspicious of the Varvanians. Whispers spread that their true intentions were far from benevolent. The enigmatic nature of their technology and the ease with which they had disabled the Drakari fleet led some to believe that the Varvanians were not saviors but conquerors in disguise. The galaxy's history was filled with stories of empires that had risen under the guise of peace, only to reveal their true nature once they had consolidated power. The Nixari, a race of technological savants, attempted to hack into the Varvanians' communication network, hoping to uncover their secrets. The Nixari were masters of code and information, and they believed that knowledge was the key to survival. But what they found was more than they had bargained for. The Varvanians' minds were connected in a vast, telepathic web, spanning light years in an instant. The Nixari's intrusion was detected immediately, and in response, the Varvanians sent a single, chilling message: "Do not fear us, for we fear what lies beyond." The Nixari, shaken by this revelation, warned the Council of Elders. The Varvanians were not alone. Something else was out there, something that even these mighty beings feared. But before they could act on this information, the Varvanians made their next move, one that would change the fate of the galaxy forever. In a stunning display of power, the Varvanians gathered the leaders of every civilization in the galaxy to a single location, a newly formed planet, lush and vibrant, located at the very center of the galaxy. The planet, named Elysia by the Varvanians, was a paradise, its surface covered in emerald forests and crystal-clear lakes. It was a place of peace, where no weapons were allowed, and where the very air seemed to hum with life. Here, the Varvanians revealed their plan. They spoke of a threat from another galaxy, a force so powerful that it had already consumed countless civilizations. They had come to Alone not to conquer, but to prepare its inhabitants for the coming storm. The only way to survive, they said, was through unity. The Council of Elders, faced with the undeniable truth of the Varvanians' power and the looming threat, reluctantly agreed to the unification. The Varvanians began sharing their technology, and within months, the galaxy saw advancements that would have taken millennia to achieve on their own. A new era dawned, as species that had once been enemies now worked side by side, building a future together. For a time, the galaxy flourished. The Varvanians' technology allowed for instantaneous communication across vast distances, the elimination of disease, and the harnessing of energy from the stars themselves. Old rivalries were set aside as species worked together for the first time, guided by the Varvanians' wisdom. The galaxy entered a golden age of prosperity and peace, unlike anything it had ever known. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. The Drakari, still smarting from their initial defeat, chafed under the Varvanians' guidance. They saw their warrior spirit being diluted, their culture being eroded by the new order. The Nixari, ever suspicious, continued to probe the Varvanian secrets, convinced that there was more to them than met the eye. And the Zeraxians, who had suffered under the rule of others before, feared that they had merely traded one set of masters for another. On the planet Zorath, a meeting of resistance leaders took place in secret. They spoke of rebellion, of casting off the Varvanians' yoke before it was too late. But their plans were fraught with doubt. Could they really succeed against such powerful beings? And even if they did, what would be left of the galaxy afterward? The Varvanians' warnings were not in vain. One day, as the galaxy celebrated a century of peace and prosperity, the skies darkened. From the outer edges of Alone, a fleet of monstrous ships emerged, vast, twisted things that seemed to defy the very laws of physics. These were the Purifiers, a race driven by a single, insatiable desire to cleanse the universe of all life.
Thank you so much for joining us on this cosmic journey. If you enjoyed the ride, please hit that subscribe button and share the adventure with others. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you even more incredible stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the stars.